Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Here we are once again to the first edition of Beat Me If You Can, an initiative by Sports Village. We welcome all the champions at this grand finale of the topic countries, capitals, and languages. At Sports Village, we have a vision to make 100 million children play, and Beat Me If You Can is an initiative in that direction where we want to engage and challenge kids through different interactive quiz competitions. We believe every child should be given the opportunity to show that they excel at something. Yes, every child has a favorite subject. Unfortunately, they rarely get a chance to display their expertise in their favorite subjects. With Beat Me If You Can, Sports Village offers a platform to every child who thinks they are the master in their favorite subjects. Moreover, this is an interesting way for children to learn to prepare, test, and perform under pressure through their favorite subjects. Alongside me today, we have our quiz master, Mr. Tarun Jain, and our scorer, Mr. Devang Bhatt. So without taking any more time, I would pass on the proceedings to our quiz master, Tarun Jain. Over to you, Tarun.
Yes, Siddhant, you somebody was asking something?
Sir, actually, my mother was asking me to switch on the lamp.
Okay, go ahead. I think the audience would love to see your bright, shining face. So please go ahead.
Just one important announcement. I would request all the participants to keep unmuted all the time, right? So you should not mute or switch off your video. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Is everything all right, Advait, now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We continue our hunt to identify the best of the best in the country in 5 different topics. We already have covered Bollywood, IPL, Marvel Universe, and now are left with countries, capitals, languages as our 4th topic, and the last one being food, beverages, and logos. Right now, we are here for countries, capitals, and languages as our 4th topic of the finale. We have been consistently seeing some extraordinary level of quizzing from some super smart kids. And as in fact is the motto of Beat Me If You Can, to move away from general knowledge of all the topics and give students and contestants a topic of his or her own choice, making the contest all the more exciting to watch and play. Now, for the reference of our viewers who are watching us for the first time on YouTube, just want to give a background about the quiz. Beat Me If You Can test the knowledge of every contestant based on the topic of his choice. As I already mentioned, we have 5 topics. Each participant picks up a topic of his choice and competes within that. We started with over 20 cities and registrations from different schools and different cities. These participants have already gone through 2 online stages, and now top 4 of them in each topic is competing in the finale. Today's round, we are going to cover countries, capitals, and languages. And just a reminder for everyone, the winner of each topic gets Amazon vouchers worth rupees 5,000, and even bigger prize of being able to call themselves to be the national champion in the topic of their own choice. Let us go to our 4 finalists of this particular topic. We'll first go to Advait. Advait is from Ahmedabad. Advait, a couple of lines about
Good
you.
afternoon. My name is Advait Shiva. I am from Ahmedabad and I study in Udgam School for Children in section 8th. My hobbies are playing chess and reading books.
Thanks for this lovely introduction, Advait. We now move to our second contestant, Siddhant. Siddhant hails from the city of Hyderabad.
Good evening, my name is Siddhant. I study in Delhi Public School, Nacharam. I stay in Hyderabad. Thank you.
Now, how old are you? You don't look, even among the students category, look very, quite young.
I am 10 years old.
10 years old. You look a lot more mature than that. The next contestant is Suhani. Suhani is from Gwalior. Suhani, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Suhani Bhatia. I study in Amity and I'm 15 years old.
Suhani is from Gwalior, and our last contestant, Vihan. Vihan is from Bangalore. Vihan, over to you.
So, hello everyone. I am Riyan Shah and I am 11 years old and I study in class 6 and I study in Greenwood High International School, Bangalore.
Vihan is from Bangalore. Quite interestingly, this is the fourth topic we are covering in our finale, and this is the first time we have 4 different contestants from 4 different cities. So their city mates will be definitely cheering up for them. So we've got representation from Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Gwalior, and Bangalore. All right, before we jump to our questions and answers, I just want to give a small brief about the protocols we have in this quiz. We request all the children to play the quiz in a fair spirit. The parents, siblings, or any other relative should not be there helping out the kids. The children need to ensure that they should be looking directly at the screen all the times with the microphone on and the video on as well. In case of any kind of disputes, our moderator's decision is going to be final. Moderator for the day is Nihit Singh. Scoring is maintained by Devang Bhatt. And let's have lots and lots and lots of fun, and may the best contestant win. Is everyone geared up for the quiz?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Excited?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
am I. Let's move on to our first round. The first round is called warm-up. Our warm-up round has questions, direct questions for everyone, and pass on questions if the question is not answered correctly. Let's take a look at the rules. Yeah, the screen is coming up. There we go. In this round, I'm going to ask 2 direct questions to each of the participants, one after the other. A correct answer gives a participant 100 points. In case the contestant is not able to answer, the question passes to the next one for 75 points as bonus. In case the answer is not given correctly there as well, the question passes for 50 points and to the last contestant for 30 points. There is no negative marking, so you can take a wild guess as well if you're not too sure about the answer. 100, 75, 50, and 30 is the point system in this particular round. Any kind of confusion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right, let's go to our very first question. This is going to be for our first contestant. Here we go. So Advait, this question for 100 points for you. Which is the most spoken language in Switzerland by population size? Which is the most spoken language in Switzerland by the size of the population?
There are any options?
No, Advait, this round we don't have any options. It's a direct question. Either you answer or the question passes.
Italian?
Italian is not the correct answer. The question now passes to our contestant number 2, Siddhant, for 75 points. Siddhant, the question is for you for 75 points. Even if you don't know the answer, I think it's not a bad idea to take a wild guess. All right, the question now passes. Question passes to our contestant number 3.
So can I?
Question passes to Suhani.
The answer is German.
German is the correct answer. German is the correct answer. Suhani gets 50 points for a first bonus question. Switzerland, as we know, has 4 official languages: German, French, Romansh, Italian with German. which is Swiss German, being spoken by about, and German is actually spoken by about 63% of the population, making it the most spoken language of Switzerland. So the first question gets converted into a pass-on question. Let's see what happens with the second one. Siddhant, this is your opportunity for 100 points. Before changing to euros, what currency was used in Germany? Before changing it to euros, what currency was used in Germany? Siddhant, do you have an answer for this question, or we pass this on?
Sir, pulse.
Okay, the question now passes to Hani. She again gets an opportunity to attempt a bonus question, but this one is going to be for 75 points.
I'm not sure. I guess it's D mark.
You need to come up with this again. I was not able to hear this clearly.
I'm not sure. I guess it's D mark.
D mark, Deutsche Mark, or German marks. I'll take that as an answer. 75 for Suhani. Marks was the currency. It's popularly called as a Deutsche Mark or German marks. It was first issued under the Allied occupation in 1948 to replace Reichsmark and served as the Federal Republic of Germany's official currency from its founding the following year until the adoption of the euro. So Suhani has taken away all the points till now and now gets an opportunity to go for a direct 100 points. Suhani, this is your question. This tiny country is situated between France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains. Name this country whose official language is Catalan. Slightly tricky question, but with your show, I think you can answer this one. I'll repeat the question for you, and it's on your screen. This tiny country is situated between France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains. Name this country whose official language is Catalan.
I don't know.
Okay, the question now passes. Question passes to contestant number 4, Vihan.
Is it Gibraltar?
Question passes. This now gives Advait an opportunity to score 50 points.
Is it Monaco?
Monaco is not the correct answer. The last attempt is going to be given to Siddhant.
Andorra.
Andorra is the correct answer. Andorra is the correct answer, and Siddhant opens up his accounts for with 30 points for this bonus question. Andorra has traditionally had a strong affinity with the region of Catalonia in northern Spain. The last question of this first half. This is going to be a direct question for you, Vihan. This country consists of more than 17,000 islands and has the largest Muslim population in the world. There are two clues, 2 points about this country in this question. Which country are we talking about? This country consists of more than 17,000 islands and has the largest Muslim population in the world. Vihan?
Yeah.
Yes, Vihan. Go for it. Okay, the question passes. As you said, there is no negative marking, so you too have an opportunity to make a wild guess as well.
Is it my chance now?
The question
Sir,
has
it's.
passed to
Can I answer?
Advait, the question has now passed to Advait.
Indonesia.
Indonesia is the correct answer. 75 points to Advait. He is making up for the points which he did not get on his direct question. 75 points is what Advait gets for Indonesia. I just want to reiterate, once the question has passed on, it has passed on. You don't get an opportunity to answer it again. So we complete our first set of 4 questions, which make up the first half of our first round. There were a lot of pass-ons in these questions. In this round we got. Let's see, what story does the scoreboard say? Suhani is way ahead of the rest of the contestants. She was able to get her own direct question and a bonus question. And Advait recovered well at the end with a bonus 75 points. Siddhant is sitting and on 30, and Vihan is yet to open his account. But this is just these are just initial days for all the contestants. As we move on to our next set of the first round of warm-up, it's a short and crisp question. This is going to be a direct question for you, Advait. What is the official language of Cambodia? What is the official language of Cambodia?
Is it Siamese?
The question passes to our next contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, Siddhant, for 75 points. Do you have an answer?
Thai.
Siddhant, is there an answer from your side?
Thai language.
Sorry?
Thai.
Thai is not the official language of Cambodia. The question again passes, and this time to Suhani.
No, I have no idea.
No idea. Last opportunity for a bonus points for this question. And Vihan, if you have an idea.
Is it Vietnamese?
Vietnamese is not the official language either. It's not based on the official language of any other country, is what I got in Vietnamese and Thai, but they have their own official language. It's called Khmer. It's called Khmer, Khmer. This language has about 16 million speakers. Not an easy one, I think, compared to the other questions which we've asked, but you guys do really set a very high standard, and that's a kind of quality of questions which we expect in this round. Question number 2 of this set. Siddhant, which country is said to be shaped like an elephant's head? We're going to show you a picture. Take a look at the picture. That might give you some clue. Which country is said to be shaped like an elephant's head? Which is this country marked in green?
Thailand.
Thailand is the correct answer. Thailand is the correct answer. 100 more points. This has not been a round where a lot of people are attempting correctly their direct questions, but Siddhant on this one got 100 points bang on. Thailand is the correct answer. In fact, elephant is also the national animal of Thailand. So Siddhant extends his point tally by 100 points. As we move to our next question, question number 3 of this set, this is going to be direct question for Suhani. Suhani, what is the name of the long, narrow country on South America's Pacific coast? What is the name of the long, narrow country on South America's Pacific coast? Try to think of the map of South America.
Is it Argentina?
Argentina is not. Argentina is quite big. It's not a long, narrow country as we speak about. The question does pass to C for Vihan.
Is it Chile?
Chile, is that a guess or do you know the answer? Do you think
It's
so?
Chile.
It's Chile. Chile is the correct answer. Chile it is. Chile gives Vihan 75 points as pass on. Sometimes you just need to, may not know the answer, but you can think about the maps in this kind of quiz and that will give you the correct answer. Chile is what uh, we were talking about in this particular question. Last question of round one. And again, Vihan, if you answer this question, you can really take a good lead compared to other contestants. Which city in the world is situated on two continents? Which city in the world is situated on two continents? Of course, the image shows the city we are talking about. Which city in the world is situated on
Uh,
two continents?
is it Istanbul?
Why are you don't seem to be too sure about your answer? Istanbul is correct answer. You always seem to be a little unsure, but
No,
always
because there are many things I imagine. One can be in Asia, Africa, and like that. There are many. So I'm just making the wide guess.
wild guess or a logical guess. Either way, you have scored a 100 points for you. And of course, which all continents, two continents does Istanbul cover?
Asia and Europe.
Asia and Europe, as we are talking about. Uh, Istanbul gives Bihan 100 points, and he must be really excited to look at the scorecard at the end of first round. Here we go. Devang is doing a really good job of shuffling up between various screens and finally coming up with something which every one of us excitedly waits for. Vihan has taken up the lead just at the end with that final two questions, one bonus and one direct question, and is now at 175 points. But I can tell you, having seen the other quizzes, this is the closest gap we have seen between all the four participants. Only 100 points separate from bottom and the topmost participants, and that's nothing with respect to the amount of points which participants can score in round two and round three. So all of you are doing a great job, either in picking up the direct question or the bonus ones. This is the end of round one. We'll now move to our round two. This is going to be a speed round. But before we go there, we'll take a short little break of 30 seconds so that you can just give yourself a break for that much time. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you on other side of the break.
Sir, can I go to washroom?
And we are back. We are very soon. Once again, the scoreboard looks really competitive. We are going to have a very exciting round number two. Do we have all the contestants available?
Quizmaster Siddhant is joining in a bit.
Yes. So we will wait for Siddhant. Siddhant, good to see you back, man. So Siddhant is back. We will now go to our next round that's called Hit the Buzzer. Let's take a look at the rules of this round. All right, Hit the Buzzer, as we already discussed, is a speed round and involves buzzer. There are going to be 6 open questions which I'm going to ask one after the other. Whoever knows the answer is required to press the buzzer, and with press the buzzer we mean typing their number in the chat. So if you know the answer, press the buzzer. Whoever presses the buzzer the first, our moderator is going to call out the name, and that contestant needs to go for the answer. For a correct answer, you get 100 points. For an incorrect one, you get minus 50. In case the direct question is answered incorrectly, the question then passes to the next contestant and no buzzer for the pass-ons. The questions will be passed in the same order in which they got passed in previous round. Every time a question is answered incorrectly, it passes on to the next contestant till all of the contestants get one chance. And bonus points give you plus 50, but also minus 25 for an incorrect answer. And considering how close all of you guys are, even those 25 negative can make a big difference in the end. So be very careful and be very alert while pressing the buzzer and going for the question. I hope the rules are clear to everyone.
I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so suppose right now C1 told it first, but he got it wrong. Then who does the question pass to? The person who has told it second?
So the pass on is based on the same order. If suppose C3 presses the buzzer first and gives an incorrect answer, the question gets passed to C4, the very next contestant, and from C4 goes to C1 to C2.
Okay.
So the buzzer plays the role only for answering the question as a direct one, not for the pass on question.
Okay.
Okay, I hope everyone is clear. Let's move to our first question. Everyone is ready with the buzzer? First question of second round, here it is. Which two countries share the longest border in the world? Can be a tricky one. You need to be very sure about that. Which countries share the longest border in the world? We are still waiting.
C1 Advit has hit the buzzer.
Advit, what's your answer?
Sir, according to me, it's the United States and Canada.
United States and Canada is the correct answer. First question of this round gives plus 100 points. It took a little bit of a while. I think people were trying to imagine which could possibly be the two countries. And finally, Advait came up with the correct pair of answer. US and Canada is the correct one. Their border goes for about 5,500 miles long. That's how long the border is. But I think with a little bit of a mind mapping, this question could be answered. US and Canada fetches 100 points to our contestant. We now move to our second question. Listen to it carefully. What nationality was Martin Van Buren? What nationality was
C2
Martin?
Siddhant. C2 Siddhant has hit the buzzer first.
Siddhant, what's your answer? Siddhant, what's your answer? I need an answer or the question passes. The question passes. Since this is a speed round, if you press the buzzer, you have to be ready with your answer. So Siddhant gets minus 50 for this particular question. Now the question passes without buzzer to C3, that is Suhani. Suhani, do you have an answer?
The answer is American.
He is American. Brilliant. I think a lot of the people with respect to Van may have guessed it incorrectly as a Dutch name. However, this is V in capital. The Dutch primarily use the V in Van in smalls. But indeed, Martin Van Buren was the 8th president of the United States. Suhani gets 50 points as bonus for this particular question. We now move to our third question, and here it is. This is with respect to languages. The word versus is often erroneously used in English for against. I think you would have heard primarily a lot of times in sports as well. So the word versus is often erroneously used in English for against. What is the literal meaning of Latin versus? In Latin language, what does versus mean? It's, do we have a buzzer?
C1 Advait has hit the buzzer.
Advait, what's your answer?
Ma'am, verses means line in Latin.
It means a line. I,
Yes.
I need a little more specific answer. This is not something which it exactly means.
Verses in Latin means line or a verse or a line of a poem.
Not the correct answer. The question passes. The question now passes, and this one was Advait, I think, who attempted, right? So the question then passes to our second contestant, Siddhant. Siddhant, your bonus 50 points if you go for it.
Sorry.
Okay, the question goes from Siddhant to Suhani.
I guess it's to turn to a, to turn to position.
Not exactly what we are looking for, not with respect to turning any positions. So the last bonus attempt, that will be for our next contestant, Vihan.
Yeah, so just a question, if I don't attempt it, will I get negative?
No, you have a choice. That's a decision which you need to make. If you attempt and
I don't want to attempt it.
okay, that's a smart choice. Nobody gets the correct answer. The correct answer is towards, or it means in the direction of. It's not in line. That's not what exactly means, but counterintuitively to the form in which we usually use verses, it means towards, in the direction of, and not opposite and against. So question 3, nobody gets points for that. We now move to our question number 4. Again, from the world of languages. This language is derived from Dutch and spoken in South Africa. What language is this? The language is derived from Dutch and is spoken in South Africa. What language are we talking about?
C1 has hit the buzzer first.
C1, Advait, you go for it once again. What's your answer?
The language is called Afrikaans.
Afrikaans is the correct answer. Advait gets his 100 points, recovers from the setback from the previous incorrect question, and Afrikaans fetches Advait 100 points. And as we know, this language evolved from the Dutch vernacular of Holland, spoken by the Dutch settlers in South Africa. The Dutch settlers in South Africa then evolved this language to Afrikaans. This is going to be question number 5. It's a question about cities and capitals. The question is, which is the largest capital city in the world by population, including the metropolitan area?
Vihan has gone for it. C4.
Vihan, what's your answer?
Tokyo.
Tokyo is the correct answer. I think this was the quickest buzzer we got in this round. Tokyo was not an easy answer. I think a lot of cities come to mind, but Tokyo indeed is the correct answer, and Vihan went for it and gave absolutely marvelous answer. More than 38 million. That's the size of Tokyo, which we are talking about. 38 million people live, including in the metropolitan area of this capital of Japan. Vihan increases his points tally by 100 points, and this is the last opportunity which anyone has in this particular round for 100 points or 50 plus in case the question gets passed on. It's a question with some information, so listen to it carefully. A landlocked country is the one that does not have territory connected to an ocean or whose coastlines lie on endorheic basins? Considering this, which country is the largest landlocked country in the world? I'll repeat this question again. And
C1 has gone for the buzzer
okay, no need to repeat
already.
the
So
question.
it's Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is the correct answer. I
So
think this
it's
is a little Kazakhstan is the correct answer. I thought this will be a little too difficult to comprehend, but our contestants are super duper smart and just go for every question uh, in a matter of a moment. Kazakhstan is, as we know, it borders 5 countries: Russia, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. Kazakhstan does have a coastline, but with Caspian Sea, which is again landlocked body of water. So with this, we end our round number 2. I think a lot of contestants attempted a lot of things. It will be interesting to see where each of them stands on the scoreboard. Advaita, he was the last. As we have spoken multiple times, the opportunities which each contestant gets in each round. Advait, who was last in the very first round, now maintains a healthy lead of at 325 points. He scored 250 points, which is a great feat in this round. 2 direct questions and 1 bonus. Siddhant, who had 130 points, was only able to answer an incorrect question, bringing him down to 80 points. Suhani is at 150 and Vihan still very much in the hunt with 275 points. The top 2 contenders are separated by just 50 points. We have seen far bigger leads evaporate in our round number 3. Let's see where the scoreboard goes in our round number 3. You guys can take a little bit of a breather, and we will see all of you after this short little break. Here we are. Just
Uh, Excuse me, just a thing. Right now, someone has renamed me to C2 and Siddhant to C4.
Yes, we are going to come to that. The order in this round is going to be different from the one which was there in the previous round.
Okay.
Yes, just so as we are discussing this
it's going to
topic
be
itself,
4.
yes. Now, the order of this round will not be alphabetical as was the case in the previous round. However, it will dependent on the ranking of the scoreboard. So Advait is C1, Vihan is C2, and Suhani stays C3, Siddhant is C4. I'm just checking up on the ordering of the contestants. All right. So Advait, we are going to start with you in this round, but before we directly jump to the question, let's have a look at the format and the point system of this particular round. So this is our round number 3. Catch them all. Every contestant gets an opportunity to take a big leap in this particular round. I'm going to give 2 direct questions to each of the contestants in this round as well. No negatives. That's a relief. So you can definitely go for it, even if you have slight bit of an idea about an answer. However, there is a little bit of a twist. So before I ask a direct question to a contestant, I'm going to ask with one out of the 2 choices. The 2 choices are either the contestant can go with options or without options. In case the contestant chooses without option, the question gets value of 200 points. For an answer without options, you get 200 points. No negatives for an incorrect answer. The question does get passed on if answered incorrectly to the next contestant in the same order. The first pass on contestant gets 100 points for correct answer. If not, the next one gets an opportunity for 50 points. If not, the last one for 30 points. So in case of without options scenario, we get 200, 100, 50, and 30 points. That's the order of point system. Coming to the other situation, if the direct contestant goes for a choice with options, the question becomes of 100 points. However, for incorrect answer, it gets passed on to only the next contestant. Since there are just 4 options, we are not going to give it, passing it to every contestant. Only the next one gets a choice, a chance to attempt this one, and that will be for 50 points. In case at the end of this round, we reach a tiebreaker, we are definitely going to decide it with a tiebreaker question, and that will again be a buzzer round. The rules to which we will explain if we reach at that stage. Are the rules clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Advait, Vihan,
Yes, sir.
Suhani, and
Yes, sir.
Siddhant.
Yes, sir.
I am really excited for this final round. All of our previous topics have had the quiz which extended to the very last question. So you need to be very careful of picking up the right choices as well. So Advait, what is going to be your choice?
Sir, I'll take it with options.
Advait is going to take it with option. I think seeing the contestant having seen the trend of the previous topics might have given them some insight of what is a smarter choice at which stage. Advait, your direct question along with options is: this Asian country changed its capital in 2006 when the country's military rulers moved the seat of government 320 kilometers north. What is the name of the capital city of the country talked about? And it's shown in the image. The options are Astana, Naypyidaw, Abuja, or Sri Jayawardene
Sir,
Kotte.
it's Naypyidaw.
Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw is the correct answer. That was quite a complicated question for me, at least. I was finding it hard to even pronounce the names of these places, but definitely our contestant had the answer from the back of his hand. Naypyidaw is the correct answer. 100 points for Advait. He extends his lead, and we now move to our next question. Contestant number 2, Vihan. We are going to show you the scorecard as well before every question so that you can make a much more informed choice. With these 100 points, Vihan, you are now behind by 150 points. You have 2 choices: either go for a more difficult option and try to take the lead now, or take with a slightly easier option and stay on the back of Advait after this question. What is going to be your choice?
Sir, I'll go with options.
With options for 100 points, with an opportunity to reduce your gap and make it to just 50 points. Vihan, this is your question with options. It's a longish question, so listen to it completely. This country has 2 major mountain ranges: the Balkan Mountains and Rhodope Mountains. This is also the region where early Cyrillic alphabets were developed. Name the capital city of the country we are talking about, and be very careful. It's not the country, but I want the capital city of the country. Your options are Budapest, Sofia, Moscow, or Warsaw. I'll read the question again, and of course, you can read it out from your screen as well. This country has two major mountain ranges, the Balkan Mountains and the Rhodope Mountains. This is also the region where the early Cyrillic alphabets were developed. Name the capital city of the country we are talking about. I want the name of the capital city.
Uh, I'll go with Moscow.
Why did you go with Moscow?
I'm relating it with the mountain ranges.
Okay. And you think the city has these mountain ranges, both of them?
Not the city, the country.
The
Yeah.
country, yes. Unfortunately, Moscow is not the correct answer. Vihan, you don't get your 100 points for this question. The question now will pass to just one contestant, and in the same order, it's going to be Suhani. Suhani, you get an opportunity. You've got three options left. Which one is going to be your?
It's Sophia.
Sofia is the correct answer. Sofia is the answer I was looking for. Sofia is the capital of Bulgaria, and Bulgaria is where these mountain ranges fall. Bulgaria is also considered to be the oldest country in Europe. So with Sofia, Suhani gets 50 points as bonus. That should bring some smile to Advait's face because Bihan was not able to get his 100 points. Now, Suhani, your direct question is going to be with or without options.
I'll go without option.
Suhani goes for without options. And Suhani, your question is, in winter season, a 7.8 kilometer section of this city's Rideau Canal becomes the world's largest skating rink. Which city are we talking about? In winter season, a 7.8 kilometer section of this city's Rideau Canal becomes the world's largest skating rink. Name the city.
Um,
I'm sure once the option comes, the question will become a lot more easier, lot easier. But Suhani has gone for the tough choice.
is it is it Ottawa?
You think you know the answer, but somewhere at the back of your head, you're not able to get the surety. Why is
Is it
Ottawa coming to your mind?
Ottawa?
Ottawa is the correct answer. Ottawa is the correct answer. Ottawa in Canada. And with this, Suhani gets 200 points. And I think the scorecard is going to make it really, really interesting with this 200 points from Suhani, along with the bonus points she scored in the previous question. So Suhani now just 25 points away from Advait, and we still have 5 more questions to go in this round. So the contest is getting really heated up. And Vihan, although he did not get his last question correctly, you are still very much in the hunt with direct question and all the bonus opportunities which you might get your way. Last one is of the this first half is going to go for our contestant number 4, Siddhant. Siddhant, what is going to be your choice?
I'll go without options.
Without options. And your question without options is, this capital city is located at the confluence of Blue Nile and White Nile rivers. Which city are we talking about? The capital city is located at the confluence of Blue Nile and White Nile. Which city are we talking about?
Is it Cairo?
Cairo is not the correct answer. Siddhant, Cairo is not the correct answer. It's a slightly difficult question. The question now passes to our contestant number one, Advait, who gets an opportunity to extend his lead further. Extremely vital points, these bonus points are going to make a difference in the end.
Sir, is it Khartoum?
Khartoum is brilliant. I think this is a brilliant answer, and Khartoum is I would have accepted even Sudan because it is somewhere close the confluence point to Khartoum, but brilliant answer by Advait. I think it deserves to be getting not just bonus points but even more points for this question. But as the rules suggest, he is only going to get 100 points for this particular answer. Khartoum in Sudan is the answer I was looking for. We now are done with the first half of our final round, and we would like to have a look at the scoreboard once again. I see slightly tense face of Vihan and Shuhani. It's all right. The game is still on. I think you can afford a smile. There are still 4 more questions, one direct question, and you can still very much catch up on with Advait. Suhani, you're not too far away, just 125 points. Um, uh, and Vihan, your difference may be a little more, but you are very much in the hunch here. So let's just hope, both of you, that Advait does not get his direct question answered. Advait, this is going to be your opportunity to really make a mark in this quiz with the direct question. Which one is it going to be?
Sir, I'll take options.
I think it's a smart choice going with options. And Advait, your final direct question of this edition of the quiz is here. Situated at an altitude of over 2,334 meters, this capital city has no traffic lights and employs a much photographed arm waving policemen to direct traffic at its busiest intersection. What city are we talking about?
Sir, could you give me the options?
Definitely, you have opted for it. I am definitely going to give you the options. The options are La Paz, Bogota, Addis Ababa, or Thimphu.
Sir, I think it's Thimphu.
And why do you think so?
Sir, because Bhutan is relatively new to independence and also it's not that developed.
And that's why not being developed is related with traffic policemen working
Sir, I
there.
guess so.
Yes, you guessed so, and you guessed very much correctly. 100 points for our first contestant, Advait. He is now really extending his lead very strongly. Advait gets 100 points for his question with options. And now we move to our second contestant, Vihan. Can we have a look at the scorecard, please? So, Vihan, 350 is what you need to cover. I don't think you would want to go with options here because that will fetch you just 100 points and may not give you enough opportunity for bonus. So without options is what I take.
Yeah.
Vihan is without options, and this is your question without options. One of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the world. This is the first world capital mentioned in Bible. This is the first world capital mentioned in the Bible in Genesis 14:15. The city is also known as the city of Jasmine. Which city are we talking about here? You don't get an options. So whatever information, whatever clues you can get are there on your screen. This city is also known as the city of Jasmine and was the first capital mentioned in the Bible.
Is it Sophia?
Sophia is not the correct answer. Sophia is not the correct answer. Vihan, the question now passes to Suhani, for whom these 100 points can be really important.
Mm, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's all right. It's a really tough question, especially when this comes without the options. But that's a choice Vihan had to make. So the question from Suhani goes to Siddhant. Siddhant,
उड़ान बता
okay. The question passes from Siddhant and to Advait. Advait,
Sir, I don't know.
okay. Nobody guesses is able to answer this correctly. Can we have the options first, please? And let's see if Vihan, you would have guessed it with the options correctly. No points for that, but just for fun.
Okay, I would have guessed it.
Which one is that?
Jerusalem.
Well, your guess would not have been correct in this either case. Anyone else who wants to give it a shot? Just one, because we already anyways have
Sir, if
three.
it
Is
was
it,
Can I
is it Damascus?
Damascus is the answer I was looking for. Damascus is what was mentioned in the Bible as the first capital city. It's a very tough one, especially when it comes without the options. But that this is what the format of the quiz is. All right, scoreboard. There we go. So Suhani, 225 points. You've got one direct question and a hope of getting a pass-on question in the last question. Yours, I am sure, is again going to be a question without options. So guys, this is where we are at. If Suhani answers this question, she will be just 25 points behind Advait. If she is not able to answer this question correctly, Advait will be the winner of this particular topic. So Advait, you will be listening to Suhani's answer very, very carefully and praying that she doesn't answer correctly as well. Suhani, your question is this one. Set along the Danube River, this is the only national capital whose city limits border directly on two other countries. Which city is this? The city is set along the Danube River. It's the only national capital whose city limits border directly on two countries. Suhani seems to not have much of an idea about that, and I can see Advait really trying to hide his face probably and trying to smile his way through. But Suhani, do you have an answer for this question?
No.
Suhani doesn't give an answer. The question passes, and Advait is the effective winner of this quiz. But we are going to complete our rest of the proceedings, and we'll go ahead with the rest of the question. The question now passes from Suhani to Siddhant. Siddhant, do we have an answer? Okay, the question goes from Siddhant to Advait. Advait,
No, sir.
have a stronger lead. No,
Sir, I don't
by
know the
Advait.
answer.
Last question, last bonus points attempt for Vihan. This is going to fetch you 30 points if you guess it correctly.
Sir, currently it's Siddhant's turn, right?
No, this will be for Vihan's turn.
I
This is a
know,
bonus question.
I know this Danube River.
Okay, that is all right. The city that I'm looking for is Bratislava. Bratislava is the answer that I was looking for. It shares its borders with Austria and Hungary. Last question. Siddhant, your opportunity to make up some ground here. Which one are you going to go for? 200 or 100?
I'm going to go for 200.
200. So Siddhant goes for 200 without options. Last question of our quiz show is for Siddhant. This city's Schiphol airport is 3 meters below the sea level and lies at the bottom of what was once Haarlemmer Lake. Name this city. There are a few clues, few information in the question, so listen to the question carefully. The city's Schiphol airport is 3 meters below the sea level and lies at the bottom of what was once Haarlemmer Lake. Which city are we talking about?
Sir, I don't.
Okay, Siddhant. Siddhant is not answering this question. It means it passes to Advait.
Sir, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam is correct. Amsterdam is bang on. Without options, Advait gives 100 more points to Advait, and he is deservingly the winner of this particular quiz. Advait has been really, really strong right from the beginning, has maintained the lead, and we'll have a look at the scorecard one final time. Advait, a strong and healthy lead of 725 points. And it is very interesting to see. At the end of round one, he was at the bottom position, but made up the ground really strongly in round number 3 and round number 4. Especially round number 3, where he scored 400 points. Suhani, you were there and there bit. You lost a little bit of the ground in round number 2, where you were able to score just 25 points, but nevertheless, excellent display of quizzing talent by all four of you. I congratulate Advait once again for a splendid show here in the topic of countries, cities, and languages. Many, many congratulations, Advait. This is all from our side. And yep, the guy deserves a huge round of applause from everyone. And Advait, your gift will be sent. So keep an eye on that. As now, and this is the end of our fourth topic. For our fifth and final topic of the finale, we are going to see you guys in a couple of hours from now.